Like, oh my god, guys, that was the best Walking Dead season finale ever. If you really fucking believe that, you should leave right now. Because I'm going to butcher this season finale. I'm going to butcher the season. I've had to think over my anger and fucking disappointment over this season finale and this whole season. After finishing a great season finale and a great season like Game of Thrones, and I have to say that was the best season by far of Game of Thrones. Um, a TV show like Walking Dead will never compare to Game of Thrones. It's not even on the same level. I mean, Game of Thrones is like the fucking outer space right now. It's fucking up there. I mean, Walking Dead's probably like right here. Right there. It's good, but it'll never be great. I'm gonna say that now. I mean, just horrible writing. Some great episodes, like the before the season finale, the episode before that, that was a good episode. But they've had a mixed amounts of good seasons. I mean, good episodes in the season. You can't just sprinkle it in every season. Like, oh, we're gonna put a good episode here, and then bad writing, and then we're gonna put another episode here. You can't fucking do that. That doesn't make a great fucking season. You'll never have a good season like that. And you see, Game of Thrones doesn't need an epic season finale because it's that good. It had one with episode 9 and ended with episode 10. Episode 9 blew everyone's minds and people's reactions to it all across YouTube. All across YouTube. Now with Walking Dead, is there a mind-blowing season finale? No! No, there's not! There's only boredom and rants and how stupid it is. Like I'm doing a fucking rant about this shit. I was so looking forward to this season, and it fell apart completely. As soon as the last episode of season 2 and it showed the prison, I was like, hell yeah, that's the best fucking part. You know, I'm gonna say this now. I'm a Walking Dead fan. I've been a fan of the comics since it started, and I followed the comics. And you can say, oh, the TV show is supposed to be different from the movie. I mean, from the TV show is supposed to be different from the comics. Yeah, I understand that, but you can use some of that material into it. I understand you want to be different, but don't take it all away and just make something like this. The prison episode, the prison saga that happens in The Walking Dead is the best in the whole series right now. I mean, I have to say. I'm sorry, I have to say that. And what happens at the end is like the best part, and it's just the most mind-blowing part. And in the comic series, you actually cared about the characters. You actually cared. What? You actually cared? In the TV show? No. And the prison part of the comic series was the best because it developed characters that we cared about. And then watch them die. Like Game of Thrones-esque. Game of Thrones style. And I'll explain how the comic gets it right and how the TV show doesn't get it right. It shouldn't be afraid to kill people in the end, and they didn't show the battle at all. That wasn't even a battle. That was like a 2-second skirmish. So awful. I mean, why didn't they show the ending of the comics into the TV show? That was a million times better than it was in the season finale. That thing. I understand it's a TV show and it wants to be different, but it's okay to use some of that material. It's okay to do it. Don't just come do a complete 180 on it and change everything. I'm looking at the show now from a different perspective, and think the show is okay. It's not great. It's not well, you could say it's good too, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, so now let's just break down the season finale and go through what went wrong, completely wrong. And I'll just walk you through the season and the season finale. First, the governor shoots Milton and leaves him in a room with Andrea, who's strapped to a chair. It's laughable because in the entire episode, she's basically she's basically talking to a dying Milton who's about to turn into a zombie and turn into a zombie at any moment. And the whole episode, she's a fucking idiot. And the whole show, and the whole season, she's a fucking idiot. She's so naive compared to the comics. She's a fucking badass and learns from her mistakes. She learns. She doesn't learn in the show at all. She doesn't do. How she turns in the comics is just a complete 180 in the TV show. You guys have no idea how great she is in the comics, how useful she is, how great she is in the comics compared to the TV show. She was useless in the TV show, absolutely useless. I mean, okay, let's compare it to the comics. There are prisoners still alive and joined with Rick's group in the prison, and one of the prisoners is a psychotic killer and chops off two of Herschel's daughters' heads clean off. Yeah, Herschel has like, in the comics he has like 5 daughters or something like that, and they're like 2 twin daughters, and the guy is just fucking nuts. He was listed as an accountant, but they found out he was actually a psychotic killer and he killed off, Herschel's daughters. And what's her name? Andrea talks to him and just is kind to him, and then all of a sudden he fucking slashes at her cheek and gives her a big huge scar, and that's a permanent scar and it doesn't go away, and it just leaves a permanent scar. And this event just changed Andrea forever. It changed her entirely. She became more hardcore, more tougher, and she just really practiced on shooting and became an expert marksman. And she was actually useful for the group instead of going to another group and just pretending to be useful for that group. And in the comics, you grew and liked her. In the TV show, you hated her to a point. You hated her. And I'm glad she's dead in the TV show. She was just... Andrea in the TV show of season 3 was just so naive and still believed that the world was full of good people and the world was full of good and happiness. Bitch, this is Walking Dead. Nothing is the same anymore. Humans are killing, raping, mutilating each other. And they're gonna do this any chance they get with any human contact. It's the apocalyptic setting. Sleeping with the governor, the most evil guy in this world. I mean, wait till you meet Negan. And I hope they show him in the TV show and he's actually a good depiction. I mean, the governor was good and all, but he wasn't overly like, oh my god, he was the greatest villain ever in a TV show. No, I don't think so. I mean, Negan's on a whole nother level. I mean, he was born psychotic. Governor developed into becoming psychotic and crazy, insane. Negan was born like it, and you still don't know, too. It's really cool. And he's still the present-day villain. And if they show him in the next season, and show him in a cool way where he comes in, he kills the governor. With Andrea, you could have killed the governor. You were living in your fairy tale imaginary world. She would eventually die later on, thank God. And because she was fumbling with a knife, or whatever, a tool or whatever, to get herself free at the last moment because she was like strapped on a chair, and I don't know what she's doing. She's just telling her childhood stories and shit. Talking about your stupid, dumbass childhood stories no one gives a shit about. Not in this world anymore. They just want to live, bitch. And every time It's funny because she asked Milton, "Hey, you still alive? I want to tell you another one of my childhood stories." But I'm glad she died at the same time. But am not. I'm not. Because they could have used her even more. But in the TV show, it never worked. It never worked. It was bad writing with her. Bad development with her. It was awful with her. She could have been used as a badass sniper or something. But she wasn't. She wasn't. But it's okay. Michonne will take your place and she'll become a badass anyway. And goodbye and thank you for nothing, Andrea, you fucking bitch. Okay, now the governor and his army, he brings his entire group of several trained people who should know what to expect by now to face a group of what? 5 people? 5 people? 8 people? They should know the number by now. The governor and his group attacked them before. They just sent out, like, they just laid out, they just brought a truck full of zombies and just left or something. And they should know the number by now. So the governor and his army of 20 or 30 something people break through the defenses of the prison with no problem, and no one looks like they're home. They go deeper into the prison and find that Rick's group fire smoke grenades and there's like 2 zombies and machine guns firing, but not at governor's group. They don't want to get them killed. And the governor's group run away like fucking pussies. You're trained. You should know what to fucking expect. You might die. That's what happens in this world. You're just so naive. In the comic series, you weren't afraid to die. The governor tricked you all and just everybody died. I mean, pretty much. You weren't afraid to die. When your best friend next to you died, you didn't care. I mean, you're still doing fine. You were still firing at them. You were staying in your position. You were holding the position. But compared to... That's why the TV show can become a little bit more ridiculous than people think. And the sequence with the prisoners... I'm sorry, I shouldn't say... Between the Woodbury and the governor... Woodbury led by the governor... And Rick's group... is the big battle us Walking Dead fans are looking for. And we didn't get it at all. This is the thing I've been looking forward to. Dumbest 2-minute battle I've ever seen on a TV show. What the fuck? Okay, let me say in the comics, there is a huge battle between these 2 groups and tons of people die on both sides. Herschel dies, and later Lori dies, with her child in her arms. And Lori's death is one of the most mind-blowing deaths in a comic series I've ever seen. It was just so mind-blowing to us Walking Dead fans. And those who said they were expecting it the whole time, fuck you, you're a fucking idiot. You're just saying that shit. I mean, when I was reading this, I was in Barnes & Noble, reading this shit, and when Lori was dying, I was like, holy shit! What the fuck? And Barnes & Noble, I mean... and I mean, when it happened, I was like, whoa. Not really. No. I didn't actually do that, but I wish I did. Oh, man. That would have been pretty funny. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Reading Walking Dead. Oh, okay. I understand. As soon as Lori died in episode 3, I was like, you could have used this for the end. And it was just, it was kind of stupid. It was really stupid in my way. They could have used her. I know she was annoying and, you know, she just dragged on the show, you know. They could have used her for the end. And, seen her die. And people's reactions to that everywhere would be everywhere across YouTube. you don't get nothing now. You get nothing from the Walking Dead season finale. If Lori died in the same fashion she did in the comics, there would be mind-blowing. It would be mind-blowing to people all across the internet, all across YouTube. There would be people's reactions like there was for the Red Wedding, for Game of Thrones. There would be reactions to that everywhere. I mean, like, Lori, when Lori dies in the comics, she is carrying her baby in her arms, running away from the battle because the Woodbury people, they come in, they break through the prison, and Rick's group, they actually retreat, and as they're retreating, Herschel can't take it anymore because he has like no more kids left. I mean, well, he has one daughter left. I mean, he just can't take it anymore, and he just lays down. He's begging the governor to shoot him and kill him, and it would, man, no. I mean, it's intense, and Lori's running away with her baby in her hands, and a big page of her just getting shot in the back, through the back, and her holding her baby, and the baby gets killed too. So, I mean, this was mind-blowing shit, man. In the comics, oh my goodness. And in the series, I mean, in the TV show, you don't get that. You don't get that. They're like, oh, let's pull a twist, but it's a dumb twist. It's okay. The people will like it anyway. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. They could have used it for something more. Use it for something more like this. It'd be mind-blowing to people. Show it on the TV screen. Don't be afraid to do so. HBO isn't afraid to do it all with Game of Thrones. Why should AMC doing it? Why should AMC not do it, you know? Breaking Bad does mind-blowing shit all the time. They don't censor that shit. I mean, what is Walking Dead doing? Come on. You're getting eaten by zombies. Show that shit. I don't care. Show some mind-blowing shit just happening. In the comics, it looks like Rick's group would all die because the governor's group broke through all the defenses and killed shitloads of people. Rick's group is scattered and they are left fleeing the prison. You get a battle that's completely different. Something that's completely different and stupid. Okay, anyway. So the governor chases this group, and after they run away, I'm telling this all from a comic perspective, from the comics. So the governor chases his group back because they ran away, and he says, "You dumb pussies, get the fuck back over there." They refuse, and he goes in a rage and kills everybody. And no one shoots him. No one. Not a single fucking person. He kills everyone, has his 2 bitch henchmen follow him. They don't even shoot him either. All this shit is going on. Everybody's getting killed. They're just like, what do we do? We're used to killing a bunch of other groups. Why shouldn't we be afraid to kill the governor? We already know he's insane. But okay, we don't need to shoot him. How are they not shooting him? Can someone please tell me that? And the governor gets away. Now you're gonna drag on this villain. I am tired of the governor now, okay? Now you're gonna drag on the villain. Bravo, AMC. Bravo. Because everyone loved the fucking governor. And he was a brilliant in the TV show. No, he was brilliant in the fucking comics. He was fucking psychotic. You saw that from the start. I will explain more about the governor because he is sick in the comics compared to in the TV show. You haven't seen nothing yet. Don't say the TV show one is better than the comics. Just stop it. Stop it right now. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you never read the comics. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So please, just shut the fuck up. Now us die-hard Walking Dead fans are going to be forced with an expected encounter with the governor. Which everyone's going to see coming. Everyone. Not even the fans who are not even fans of the comics. They're going to see this coming a mile away. I bet you all the money in the world. It's gonna be, everybody's gonna expect it, and it's not gonna be anything, you know, different. You know, something unique. And we're gonna be forced to go back to the prison, and even the prison was just so badly pictured compared to the comics, and now it's just so boring. And can we please move somewhere else? Can we please, to God, move somewhere else? I'm tired of this. I'm sure everybody else is too, or maybe not. I don't care. I mean, there was a book in the comics. There was just one book that covered it, and then they moved on. Now we gotta be forced with 2 seasons, 16 episodes. Oh god. With 16 episodes. How did this all fucking change? And it's just so boring now. And please, can we get someone different and more people involved? I know there's Therese at the end. I understand that. They could have used him for season 2, but they decided not to. I'm tired of these dumbass characters that we don't give a shit about. The only character I care about is Carl, and now Rick. Rick is weird to me. He just. I'll talk about Rick later. I just don't give a shit about these dumb characters who tell about their story in one episode, and then they just fucking die the next. You grew a connection with them, now you fucking kill them off. Great job, Walking Dead. Great job, TV show. Every episode seemed to be dragged on, and it just wasn't even compared to the comics. Not by any means. This season, I was expecting it to be the best and most defining season, the best season for Walking Dead. I was wrong. I was completely fucking wrong. Every episode was dragged on and completely forgettable. And the season finale was a fail. A fail. I was so looking forward to the Walking Dead season finale. This is what I've been waiting for. I wanted to see it on the big picture of what happened in the comics. Because what happened in the comics is just amazing.